10 biggest freaks of nature in the NFL.
Ooh.
Before we get into it,
make sure you smash the subscribe and follow button and hype up this video.
Let's check this out.
The NFL has always been a showcase for athletic greatness, but these players take it to a level that feels unreal. From players with Olympic-level speed to world-class strongmen calibers of strength, these are the biggest freaks of nature in the NFL right now.
That's the beauty of the NFL. It's like it's not just made for one body type to be successful. There's guys who are like fridges. There's guys who are smaller, slim, but agile side.
Yeah.
There's dench guys.
I feel like it's because of the type of sport and the positioning as well. Like, for example, the defense team will be different to the offense team.
So different. And I love that they've done that. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's
it's
sick.
good, yeah.
More sports should take that up.
Yeah.
And no one embodies that more than Derrick Henry. Standing at 6'3", 247 pounds, with legs like tree trunks and arms like a heavyweight boxer, Derrick Henry isn't just big for a running back. He's big for a linebacker. Most guys built like that play on the defensive line, but not Henry. He's used his unique blend of size and strength to become one of the best power backs in NFL history. But he's so much more than a traditional bulldozing back that just runs between the tackles. Henry also has the speed to break runs to the outside and leave cornerbacks in the dust. Since 2018, only Tyreek Hill has reached 20-plus miles per hour more as a ball carrier than Derrick Henry. And only Adrian Peterson and Chris Johnson have more 80-plus yard touchdown runs in their career than the King, proving that he's a threat to take it the distance every play. And we haven't even mentioned the best weapon in his arsenal, because Henry also possesses the greatest stiff arm the NFL has ever seen, with the reach and power to fend off defenders or just launch them into the dirt. But his freakish athleticism didn't come out of nowhere. It's been there since high school, where he became the greatest high school running back in history. At Yulee High School in Florida, he posted 12,124 career rushing yards, including 4,261 yards in his senior season alone. Then, when he got to Alabama, he bulldozed his way to 2,219 yards and 28 touchdowns as a junior, winning the Heisman Trophy. Now, he's brought that same unstoppable force to Baltimore. In his very first season with the Ravens, Henry rewrote the franchise record books. In Week 4, he ripped off an 87-yard touchdown, the longest in team history. A few weeks later, he crossed both 10,000 career rushing yards and his 100th career touchdown in the same game, becoming just the fifth player in NFL history to reach those milestones. By the end of the year, he had 1,921 rushing yards, 16 touchdowns, and led the league with a ridiculous 5.9 yards per carry, all at age 30. Defenders know what's coming. They've seen.
He is a freak of nature, literally, by definition. I cannot lie. Like, there's not many athletes that are that well-rounded at his size and be as elusive as him, but as powerful as him at the same time.
Literally, like, 1 in a billion.
Yeah, very difficult combination. Yeah. It's either one or the other.
Yeah.
It for years now. The problem is, it doesn't matter. His 247-pound frame wears him down in the first half, and by the fourth quarter, tackling Derrick Henry becomes less like a football play and more like trying to stop a runaway freight train.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There is one man even more shredded than Henry, and that's DK Metcalf, a man who looks like he's literally carved out of granite.
Yeah, he's in
definitely
sick shape.
Doesn't move like he's made of stone.
Yeah.
At 6'4" and 235 pounds, Metcalf looks like he was built in a lab. So much so that at the NFL Combine, his body fat percentage was mistakenly reported to be 1.6%, which is humanly impossible.
Fats, what's that saying? You're qualified personal trainer.
That's very low.
Like, he's this guy, the commentator saying that's not even humanly possible.
Like, it's nothing. It's just muscle.
Well, he's crazy shredded.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's why he's very
possible. And for someone DK's size, he should not be as fast as he is. He clocked in a 40-yard dash of 4.33. He's reached over 22 miles per hour as a ball carrier, and he's even put his wheels to the test on the track, running a 10.37 in the 100 meters against professional sprinters in 2021. But no movement shows off his speed better than the chase down. Budda Baker had nothing but green grass ahead of him after picking off Russell Wilson. But out of the corner of the frame came Metcalf, 40 pounds heavier, 4 yards behind, and closing in like a heat-seeking missile. He caught Baker from behind, saving a touchdown and cementing one of the most iconic hustle plays in NFL history. However, the freak factor doesn't just stop with speed. Metcalf bullies defenders at the line of scrimmage, boxes out smaller corners,
Oh my God.
and high points the football with hands strong enough to rip it away from anyone brave enough to contest him. In 2020, he broke Steve Largent's long-standing Seahawks franchise record for single-season receiving yards with 1,303 yards, and he's had 2 games with over 160 yards. And you might think that someone like that would have a crazy strict diet, right?
I've never seen that.
Wrong.
Candy type person. Oh, what? I eat 1 meal a day, drink 1 coffee, and eat like 3-4 bags of candy.
That's you.
1 meal a day?
Some people do eat 1 meal a day.
Is that intermittent fasting?
No, some people just eat 1 meal a day. He probably does do intermittent. But then again, he has candy, so when does he have that?
He said throughout the day he has 3 bags.
Yeah, so maybe he just eats 1 meal a day.
Crazy.
And he looks like that.
How
What the
is he
hell?
so big at 1 meal a day? What the hell?
I think he's powered by candy.
That means I need to eat more candy.
Now, in Pittsburgh, Metcalf brings his rare blend of size, speed, and pure intimidation to a division it feels like he was born to play in, the AFC North. And the Steelers locked him up with a 5-year, $150 million deal. Because when you got a freak of nature like DK, you pay him. That is, unless you're Jerry Jones, because despite Micah Parsons racking up 52.5 sacks in just 4 seasons and joining Reggie White as one of only 2 players with 12-plus sacks in each of his first 4 years, Jerry Jones decided to move on from Micah. His 4.39 40-yard dash would be elite for a running back or receiver, but Parsons carries nearly 250 pounds of muscle while doing it. His 10-yard split at 1.59 seconds is so explosive that by the time the offensive tackle gets out of his break, Parsons is already halfway into the backfield. But what really makes Micah Parsons a nightmare is how complete his game is. The Cowboys didn't keep him in one spot. They lined him up all over the defensive line.
No way.
He played off-ball linebacker. He even dropped into coverage. He can run stride for stride with tight ends, shadow slot receivers, or knife through the line to blow up a play before it develops. In his rookie year, he wasn't even supposed to be a full-time pass rusher until Demarcus Lawrence got injured and the Cowboys unleashed him on the edge. The result? 13 sacks, 84 tackles, and 3 forced fumbles in year 1,
That's
earning
crazy.
him unanimous Defensive Rookie of the Year honors
chain.
and a first-team All-Pro selection. The Green Bay Packers didn't hesitate when they heard Micah was available, trading for him, then making him the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history with a 4-year, $186 million
Oh my
deal.
God! No wonder why he's got a
That's
chain.
just how special a player Parsons is, already making the Packers' defense one of the best units in the league. Josh Allen has that same effect on
Josh
offense,
Allen.
playing the quarterback position in a way we've flat out never seen
I think
before.
it was a freak of
Never
nature.
before has one of the game's most athletic quarterbacks also been one of the best passers in the league. Normally, you get one or the other. But Josh Allen is like this unique blend of Cam Newton's size and power combined with Brett Favre's arm talent and fearlessness. Allen likely has the strongest arm in the entire league and can casually flick a football 60 yards without
That's
even
mad.
planting his feet. That's
Farmer
why
boy.
safeties
Yeah,
have to play
farmer
some
man.
deep
Yeah.
against him. A split-second mistake, and he's dropping a bomb over their heads. But Allen's real freak of nature status shows up when things break down. Once he breaks the pocket, he's an absolute nightmare. Most quarterbacks will throw the ball away, slide, or step out of bounds. But Allen, he's never seen a play he didn't think he could keep alive. And when he decides to take off and run, he hunts for contact. He's hurdled defenders like a track star, dropped cornerbacks in the next week, and stiff-armed linebackers so hard, they've questioned their career choices. That's how you get things like...
It's that farmer strength. I wonder what he does for training.
Goes
Milk
farming.
the cow with one arm.
Yeah. Milks the cow.
What else does he do? Pick up a log.
Axe.
Like Thanos. He acts as the trees.
Yeah, it does that. The
Lumberjack.
all that stuff.
All that.
like 65 career rushing touchdowns and 15 rushing TDs in a single season, tying the all-time quarterback record. Defensive linemen wrap him up, and somehow he's still falling forward for 4 extra yards. The Bills design run plays for him like he's a power back, and it works because defenders have to both respect his legs and the fact that he can pull up and sling a dart 40 yards mid-sprint. And while he's smashing through people on the ground, he's still one of the league's most dangerous passers. He's the only QB in NFL history with 5 straight seasons of 35-plus combined passing and rushing TDs. He's also had games with 3 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns, something no one else has done since the AFL-NFL merger. Allen makes defenders respect both his legs and arm. Meanwhile, Xavier Worthy makes them respect only one thing, pure speed. At the 2024 NFL Combine, Xavier Worthy made a name for himself with a 4.21 40-yard dash, the fastest time in NFL history. Standing at 5'11 and weighing 165 pounds, Worthy doesn't have the physical stature of most of the players on this list.
I was going to say, he looks tiny.
But there's one thing you just can't teach, and that's speed. Worthy is built like a sprinter, and he moves like one too. Every stride is pure acceleration. We've watched Worthy blow past players who already had the sideline advantage, turning what should be a safe tackle into a highlight reel touchdown. On his first NFL touch, Worthy scored a 21-yard touchdown against the Ravens. He followed it up with another 35-yard TD that same game. But here's the scary part. Worthy isn't just a go-route merchant. In Kansas City's offense, he's become a Swiss Army knife for Patrick Mahomes. Screens, jet sweeps, crossers, motion plays designed to get him in space. Even short slants become dangerous because once he gets the ball in his hands, the play's just getting started. In the NFL, speed kills, and nobody is faster than Xavier Worthy. Now, if you were to take Xavier Worthy's weight, double it and add maybe 12 more pounds, you get another monster. Dexter Sexy Dexy Lawrence.
Oh, damn.
6'4", 342 pounds with nearly 35-inch arms that hit like battering rams. The New York Giants saw him as a foundational piece, taking him 17th overall in 2019, and from day one he was a starter. But 2022 was his real breakout, with 7.5 sacks, 68 tackles, and a first-team All-Pro nod. Then, in 2023, he tied the NFL record for most pressures in a single game by an interior defender, with 15. And in 2024, before a season-ending injury in Week 12, he had already posted a career-high 9 sacks in just 12 games, earning his 3rd straight Pro Bowl selection. Never before have we seen a defensive tackle take other 300-pound grown men and drive them straight back into their quarterback's lap like it's nothing. But for all his power, Lawrence's speed is absurd. His short area quickness is unmatched for a man over 340 pounds. He explodes out of his stance, gets leverage, and drives O-linemen backwards before they can even blink. But he's also effective in the passing game, closing down screens and chasing running backs in the flat like a defensive end. Imagine a dump truck drifting through a tight turn, except the dump truck can bench press you 36 times without breaking a sweat. Run or pass, Dexter Lawrence can wreck it all. But when it comes to doing both at once, there's only one man who steals the show.
Oh, that is! Come on, man, that's him! Timothy, LaMarvelous, stop it!
Before Lamar Jackson ever touched an NFL field, he had to fight a battle that most first-round quarterbacks never face, convincing teams that he was actually a quarterback. Multiple NFL teams requested that Jackson work out as a wide receiver at the 2018 Combine, despite the fact that in 3 years at Louisville, he caught a grand total of 0 passes for 0 yards. What he did do was rack up over 9,000 passing yards, 69 touchdowns through the air, plus 4,132 rushing yards and 50 rushing scores, making him one of the most electric dual-threat quarterbacks college football had ever seen. But skeptics like former Colts GM Bill Polian argued his size, unpolished mechanics, and unconventional.
This is the thing, they're going to argue because on Lamar Jackson's body type and his attributes, on paper, says he needs to be a wide receiver. But just because something's right on paper and on data doesn't always mean it's the right choice.
That's true.
Regardless of what the data says.
Yeah.
He might have played that role and just been so unhappy that he's just not performing because he just don't want to be there. Then what? What a waste of a talent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And now look at him.
You need to look at other factors, and coaches need to really think about the player as well, what they want to do.
Style meant he'd be better off changing his position to receiver. However, 2 people believed in him. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid and Ravens GM Ozzie Newsome, who said, on our board, he's a quarterback. Good. And he wasn't just saying that, because with the 32nd pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Ravens traded up to select Lamar Jackson, giving a chance to a player who would go on to become the greatest dual-threat quarterback the NFL has ever seen. In 2019, his second season in the NFL, Lamar put together one of the greatest seasons in history, throwing for 3,127 yards, 36 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions, while rushing for 1,206 yards, the most in NFL history by a QB, and 7 more scores. He became the unanimous MVP, joining Tom Brady as the only player ever to win the award and receive every...
Imagine alongside Tom Brady, legend. Like, not many quarterbacks can even have that statement.
Good for him,
Sick man.
Yeah.
Vote. But what really sets Lamar apart is how casual he makes the impossible look. He's one of the most elusive players in the entire league, regardless of position. And Davante Adams even called him the best ball carrier ever.
Dude changed the game. He's the best, in my opinion, best ball carrier ever.
He spins and cuts like he's walking on air. When it seems like he's running at half speed, still nobody can catch him. Lamar never ran an official 40-yard dash, so it's hard to say how fast he actually is. But at Louisville in 2017, he clocked a 4.34 at Pro Day. Then when you watch him, it's safe to say he has every bit of that speed. And really, his ability with the ball in his hands is only half the story. Because over time in the NFL, Jackson developed into an elite passer. Like in 2023, when he threw for 3,678 yards and 24 touchdowns, and just 7 interceptions, leading to his second MVP award. Then in 2024, he threw for 4,172 yards and 41 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions, all while also breaking Michael Vick's record for the most career rushing yards by a quarterback in the same season. Teams are so scared of what he can do on the ground that they forget that he'll also torch you through the air.
Yeah,
but while Lamar's electricity leaves defenders dizzy, Penei Sewell's presence leaves them flattened. At first glance, Sewell looks like every defensive end's nightmare. Well, he is. He stands at 6'5", 335 pounds, and he may be the strongest player in the entire NFL. But the part that makes him truly terrifying isn't just the mass, it's how he moves. Sewell's footwork is what separates him from almost every other lineman in the league. Speed rushers come screaming off the edge thinking they can catch him flat-footed, but he mirrors them like a shadow. When defenders switch to power, it's even worse. They slam into him like they've just run into reinforced concrete.
So not only does he have the power, he has the footwork to stay balanced. Because when you catch someone flat-footed, especially at speed, they will fall back most of the time. So he's able, at that size, to have kind of like twinkle toes in a way, you know? Ballet feet.
Yeah.
Only to get driven backwards. But what makes him rare is his ability to dominate in space. On screens and outside runs, Sewell pulls up from his spot, turns the corner, and suddenly a 335-pound athlete is sprinting full speed. And when he gets his hands on someone in the open field, the play usually ends with a defender pancaked into the turf. In 2024, against Chicago, he even showed off his athleticism when Detroit ran a trick play in which they handed the ball off to him. It wasn't exactly very successful, but Sewell got in a stiff arm before being pushed out of bounds because the Bears couldn't tackle him. The Lions recently rewarded him with a 4-year, $112 million extension, making him the highest-paid offensive lineman in NFL history. And for good reason, because in Detroit, Sewell has become the cornerstone of one of the NFL's nastiest offensive lines. And playing behind a good offensive line can make a world of difference, something Saquon Barkley got to experience firsthand last season. Because when you watch Saquon, it's obvious just how much of a freak of nature he really is. Barkley can squat over 600 pounds, and he has tree trunks for legs, with each of his quads measuring over 28 inches around. But the craziest part is how he uses them. One cut, and he's already at full speed, blowing past linebackers who never even had a chance to square up. And on the rare occasion that a defender is able to get in front of him, his ability to juke at full speed makes him nearly impossible to tackle in the open field. It's a full team effort getting Saquon on the ground. And sometimes, even that's not enough. Because when you think you've got him boxed, he'll just jump over your head. Oh yeah, even backwards. As a rookie with the Giants, he racked up over 2,000 scrimmage yards. Only one of 3 rookies in NFL history to ever do that. And won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then came Philadelphia. In 2024, Saquon authored one of the greatest single seasons by a running back in NFL history. He accounted for 36.6% of the Eagles' entire offense, broke LaShawn McCoy's franchise rushing record, and joined the rare club of players with 2,000-plus rushing yards in a season. By year's end, he piled up 2,283 scrimmage yards, won Offensive Player of the Year, and finished third in MVP voting, a nearly impossible feat for a modern running back. But the playoffs were his masterpiece. He shredded the Rams for over 200 yards in the divisional round, scored 3 touchdowns in the NFC Championship, and then capped it off with a Super Bowl victory over the Kansas City Chiefs on his 28th birthday. Then, on March 4th, 2025, the Eagles handed Barkley a 2-year, $41.2 million contract extension with $36 million guaranteed, the richest deal for a running back in NFL history by a long shot. However, on the other side of the ball, a defensive end also recently signed a record-breaking contract, Myles Garrett. If you were designing the
I
perfect
don't think
edge
we've seen
defender
Myles
in a
Garrett.
lab, you'd end up with someone who looks a lot like Garrett. 6'4", 272 pounds, with the muscle density of a heavyweight boxer. He's the rare athlete who looks like he could dominate in just about any sport. And in football, he's turned that freakish build into pure destruction. Garrett has the full arsenal. He has the fastest get-off maybe ever. He can bull rush a lineman and collapse the pocket with sheer power. He can long-arm a tackle, rip through with his hands, or just beat him with raw athleticism.
What
and
the
his
hell?
absurd bend allows him to use his trademark ghost move, where he makes his body practically vanish under a block to slip past untouched. Offensive coordinators throw double teams and chips at him constantly, yet he still finds ways to wreck plays. In fact,
when a team has to sacrifice 2 men to stop you, you've done enough.
Yeah,
they're
literally.
already a player down.
Yeah. Bless you.
in 2024, he led all edge rushers with a 29% double team rate, yet he still managed to put up 14 sacks, the second most in the league. From the moment the Browns took him with the #1 overall pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, Garrett has lived up to the hype. In fact, on his very first snap, he got a sack. Since then, he shattered the Browns' all-time sack record, piled up over 100 career sacks before age 30, and became the face of Cleveland's defense. By 2023, he'd already been to 6 Pro Bowls, named first-team All-Pro 4 times, and finally earned the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett isn't simply a pass rusher. He's a one-man natural disaster. And he recently signed a record-shattering 4-year, $160 million contract extension, a deal that averages $40 million per year. These guys aren't just athletes, stars, or even superhumans.
Next level.
They're freaks of nature. And as long as they're on the field, no one is truly safe. If you enjoyed this video, stick with...
What the hell? Some of these people are like just monsters, aren't they?
Literally.
It explains why they're doing so well at the sport, though.
I feel they're made in a lab. I don't think they're...